All right, here we go. Staycurious.org podcast up and running. Episode 008. I am the man on the mic. My name is Heike, and we are here in Cleveland, Ohio, December 17th, 2020. Starting off another episode. We just got done cutting episode 007, and the theme for that podcast was James Bond. And it was a fun episode. 30 minutes long. It's up on Spotify right now. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, all of those places that you like to find your favorite podcast. So get on the fucking apps, people. Download it, stream it, listen to it. It's free. And let me know what you think. Please contact us. You'll get smart. Use that brain of yours. Use that noodle and noggin. It's staycurious.org. And you can contact us through the contact page or find us on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And let us know what you think. Again, a work in progress, and we continue to strive to make better content for y'all. And we will continuously try to get better at this and make it more enjoyable for the listener out there. Big up to Mr. Gnome again, and for their permission, if you will, to use their music. Again, dear friends of mine here, located in Cleveland, Ohio, some alt rockers, if you will, married duo, very inspirational and creative people. Again, cannot thank them enough for letting me use their music for this project and the intro for this. That song was called Golden Days, and that is off their latest LP, double LP, and I forgot the name of that. Todd, do you remember the name of that?
I do not know.
The new name. Nonetheless, it's off their new LP. Just check out their website, mrnomusic.com, and jam out with them. You'll enjoy them. And I hope that you don't get tired of them, because due to copyright infringements and all that permission bullshit, I'm kind of not getting a lot of positive responses to use other people's music, and I don't want to get this thing banned yet. So I hope you like Mr. Gnome, because you're going to be hearing him for a while. But they have a very extensive catalog that is very fun to listen to and rock out to. So, get used to it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, December 17th, 2020, we are in downtown Cleveland. And today my guest is a longtime friend, very, very smart man. We've been through a lot of experiences since we've known each other. First met each other on the baseball diamond back in high school in the late 90s. And we have seen each other grow, thrive, and go through many, many, many experiences, both as individuals and as kind of brothers from another mother, if you will. And nonetheless, my guest is none other than Todd Kalin. Hello, Todd.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm all right. Welcome again.
Thanks for having me.
Are you excited?
I am. Looking forward to it.
Part
How
2.
How is Mr. Gnome?
Mr. Gnome is good. Mr. Gnome is good. They've quarantined. They're bunkered down in where they live. And obviously making some music, planning a tour, but depending on how this COVID thing situation evolves into 2021, from what I'm understanding, they're just quarantined,
hanging
doing the
in
family. Yeah, they have a little baby. I think he's like 2, maybe.
What's his name?
Oh shit, Milo.
Gotcha.
He's actually on the album, I believe,
nice.
in one of the little intros or segues, if you will. You can hear him kind of.
Jen and I went out to see them. Oh, I don't know. Jen and I have been together, 7, married. Yeah, it's probably been 6, 7 years, maybe. Actually spent the night there.
Yeah.
And that was it. Woke up that morning, left, and that was it.
See ya.
It's weird how that works.
It does. It is.
But it's good to hear that they're doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. They are, still pumping music out. This is I think their 5th LP.
Lily's a big fan.
I know.
I see her with the earbuds on, and I ask, "What are you listening to?" And she Mr. Gnome. So that's good.
I mean, it is insane.
I remember going to with Eric, going and seeing them play, and literally being the only 2 there watching.
Well,
but that goes back.
That's back.
That's back like 2000-ish. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. So I mean, I remember when we'll dive into our history here, but they started off in Kent. I mean, we met them in Kent before they were rock stars in a band. And
I lived in Euclid with them at the same time. They lived just 2 streets over.
Yeah, I remember that. You had
Yeah.
all those damn reptiles.
I did.
That was a
That's
lot.
a long time ago.
A different person ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's many transitions since, for sure.
Absolutely. No, but it was, you mentioned the show that you went with Eric, and
Yeah.
it was, just the two of you. I've seen them in Kent at some, dive bar, and it was just like there was nobody there.
Right.
It was just the people that were drinking.
Yep.
And
That's it.
to see them what they've created now. I mean, for 2 people, and I know Jonah is Sam's younger brother. He's involved now, but they have a very great supportive family. But to see just those 2 people make that noise, it's impressive.
Yeah, it's great to know that they're still doing it now is fantastic, and it's one of those things that I can kind of talk about the progression of them, the evolution of being the only one of 2 people in the room to eventually being in venues where it's packed,
Yeah, seeing them at the ballroom, was it?
Yeah.
For their Christmas shows.
Those were always
insane.
a good time.
Insane.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, big up to Mr. Gnome. If y'all listen and get to hear this, we love you guys still.
Sam, Nicole,
hello guys. Keep it up, and we're looking forward to seeing what else is coming out. Excuse me. But let's go back to you and I, Todd.
Yeah, let's.
Where do we begin in this journey? So just for the listeners, this episode is just kind of a rambling and a rant to wrap up 2020. We'll have another episode or 2 kind of coming out before the new year wraps up or 2021 starts. But Todd and I, we kind of had a talk offline. We're just going to wrap 2020 up and give us our thoughts, give you all hopefully some laughs and giggles. But where do you want to talk about us? Or do you want to where do we begin?
Where do you begin? It's you and I. When was that? Probably 97-ish. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, it was when I was working at that sporting goods store. You coming in there to buy
sold
cleats.
Me a pair of shoes.
Sold you a pair of shoes, and
then Lakeland,
and then Lakeland.
Went our separate ways, and then you slugged me in the shoulder at the Kent Library.
I know. Dreadlocked.
Just looking
a mess. Looking a mess. Just returned from Pensacola, Florida. From University of West Florida. And of all places, I mean, that's the
library.
The library.
In Kent.
And then...
and then those years, that's an episode, I'm sure, by itself.
Absolutely. When we get up to episode 420, we'll have you back on.
Yeah, but you're right. You're one of my oldest friends, there's no doubt. A lot of experiences. We could tell many stories from college, and you're the uncle to my daughter now. So it's just weird how it
all
works.
Life is a strange experience, I mean, and his daughter was Lily. She was on episode, I think, 4. No, episode 6. It was talked about 6th grade and the pandemic, and I mean, she was a G. She was a pro.
Yeah, listen, she was really good. I was proud of her.
Very
articulate.
Yeah,
well spoken.
Yeah, I got a lot of positive feedback.
It's odd because she's very smart, and she's always gotten good grades in school, and she's always been an A student. But the moment that she transition to remote learning, the grades, she's a C student at the moment, C/B student. So I'm looking forward to her going back to school. We got an email just the other day, January 11th.
Really?
I told her that I'm looking forward to that.
Now they're going to go back full time?
That's the plan, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how this all pans out, because I've been talking to a lot of teachers, and there's really no set
obviously subject
plan.
to change, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan. I'm with it. My youngest is actually done. Sloan has done. I don't want to say better, but we thought she would be the problem, being 6 years old and in 1st grade. But actually, she stays on task. And
good.
She's doing well. But yeah, Lily needs to be back in school. That's where she belongs, where she thrives.
Yeah.
She gets the social component. And then the face-to-face with the teacher, I think, is really beneficial for her. She says as much.
Yeah.
There's that disconnect. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
So they do she's doing the best she can.
Yeah. Well, that's all. She's got a good set of parents.
Yeah. She'll be fine.
Good. So talking about the 2020 wrap up and kind of where we're going into 2021, what are if you were to summarize 2020 in your eloquent kind of vernacular, if you will. How would you describe this year personally, and then just your overview on it?
I think it's interesting. It's one of those things that I think you can get caught up, you can get caught up in your own bubble. And what I mean is that it's affected everyone differently. For my wife and I, she has a thriving cookie business that she started in the middle of this.
And she's an architect though,
she's an architect. Yeah. So for us, and that's what I mean. Like for us, she worked from home for a little while, but she's been in the office now for I don't know how long, a couple of months. I've been working from home since March. That's not changing until the spring of next year.
No ums. We gotta watch the ums.
But it's one of those things where we've had full-time employment. Nothing has really changed other than my work environment.
Mm-hmm.
The girls learning remotely obviously is a big change and transition for everyone. But thankfully, we've been employed and doing our thing. So I think it impacts everyone differently. My dad made a comment over Thanksgiving about how he was looking forward to 2020 ending. And I asked him, I said, how many times do you think you've golfed? How many rounds of golf do you think you've played?
Yeah.
Knowing that this man literally will golf in January, so he'll golf 12 months out of the year, And his answer was in like the 125 to 150 rounds of golf range. I said, anyone who golfs that much isn't having a bad year.
Yeah, come on, Toby.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it just is. It's different for everyone.
Yeah,
and thankfully that's our circumstance. It hasn't really been terrible.
What do you think is going to happen in 2021?
Hopefully, we find some normalcy ASAP. I don't want the kids to bounce back and forth, in and out of school. That's not good for anyone. So hopefully when they do return on the 11th, that will happen, and that'll be it, and they'll be in school for the remainder of the year.
It's interesting. I not to cut you off there. I have a couple friends in different industries, things of that nature. I got some friends out on the East Coast or the West Coast still, out in San Diego and LA. And a good friend of mine, she's basically saying they're not anticipating going back to the office till Q3 of 2021. And then I have another friend that lives down in Florida, recent acquaintance, and she works for a big corporate company on the travel side of things, and they're saying 2023, 2024 that the airline regulation or airline industry is going to get back to normal.
Yeah,
so
I read that.
There is a lot. I hope the normalcy is sooner than later. I do think though that the masks, the social distancing, kind of where we're at right now, that's going to extend through summer of 2021, and hopefully we get the spikes kind of flattens, and it's just kind of more give us a 3 to 6 month buffer, and then hopefully the vaccinations kind of work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, would you take it?
Yeah, I think I would.
Really? First rounder, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of pause that you have with it due to the fact that the FDA kind of balls to the wall got it approved, and it's
obviously there's a concern. But I don't know. I think about the bigger picture. I don't know. I still think it's safe, despite. I think that's the problem with what's happened and how the COVID situation has become so politicized, is that it's really driven by the news outlets you choose to frequent and where you receive your news. So there's still some people out there who don't think it's a thing, So I think a lot of people, I don't know. It's hard to say. I say that now, but then it would be time to step in line and actually get it, But my dad works with someone who's part of the trial.
Really?
He doesn't work with someone. He golfs with someone, a good friend of his who was part of the trial, and he got his first shot in the summer, and then followed the protocol and received the second just 21 days later, or whatever that window is. And he didn't have any issues, and he hasn't had COVID. And, so I don't know.
Do you get a flu shot?
I was just going to say, the irony is I haven't. the sickest I've ever been has been after receiving the flu shot. So I went without getting a flu shot the past 2 winters, the past 2 seasons. Got the flu anyway, but then did get the flu shot this year just because of with everything that's going on. So we vaccinate our kids. We're not anti-vaxxers by any means.
That's maybe I don't want to kind of jump on the bandwagon of that topic. I don't know how I would correlate that into this brand or this project, but I know that that's a big taboo topic. Anti-vaxxers versus vax, and unfortunately, I'm not single, no kids. I don't have to really deal with it, so it is something that I know is a hot button issue for a lot of people, and unfortunately, like you said, it's tough to kind of get accurate information because you get one story from somebody, and then next thing you know, that's like all you're hearing, and it's the exception. There's always nothing is in the science world is perfect. So
I think that just the messaging should have been more, and there was an effort I think early on to make the messaging uniform and consistent, but not everyone wanted to participate in spreading what needed to be spread.
Yeah. Well,
regardless of any type of
I don't know if I would get
agenda.
it or not. I don't think I've ever had a flu shot, to be honest with you.
No.
I just eat healthy, kind of, I kind of got the basics, kind of work on my immune system, take the vitamin D, eat healthy. I've known to have a Tito myself or two, kind of get get a little saucy, but with the exception of that, I don't know if I would. I'm just ignorant, and I don't mean like I don't want to shit on the science of it. I'm just ignorant, like I lack the general knowledge, and it's just not something that I'm going to go.
Well, I think for you and I specifically, because we are those things and we're fairly young and healthy, we're not going to be in the first tier or two to receive it anyway. So by the time it gets to us, there's probably going to be enough data to show.
Have it be finessed and refined.
Yeah, whatever tweaks or adjustments, if that needs to be, who knows. My point is that by the time it reaches us, there should be enough data to where we could say, you and I could make that decision and say, yeah, look, it seems to be A-okay.
I don't know even if it was a foolproof or whatever, if I would take it. I kind of I've talked to a lot of people, and I just reconnected with a buddy of mine who's out there in Denver, and there's a lot of people out there that have the mentality of it is what it is. The planet needs to thin itself. Bill Burr talks a lot about this, about thinning the herd. You saw his SNL monologue where he caught a lot of shit. And I get it. And I'm kind of lean into that. I don't have as much, vitriol and kind of, excitement about it. But at the same time, I've had a good life. I don't want it. I don't invite it into my world, and I, definitely take the precautions. But at the same time, I've seen enough of life where if I gotta go, I gotta go. That would be kind of poetic for me to get it and have this project kind of built out and then kind of become a success because of me dying from COVID
posthumously.
Yeah, and like Pac, So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to take it. If I did have the chance, but
well, I think here's the thing. I agree with you. I've taken when I'm out in public, I follow the necessary precautions. I have things to do, errands to run. I need to be able to go in and out of stores. I'm not trying to cause any headaches or, that's not the agenda. I'm in and out. I do a lot of, Amazon is wearing a path to my front door as a result of this. I'm sure that's the same for a lot of people. So it's, I take it, I'm not like you, I'm not actively seeking it, but I golfed a lot. I've been in public, I haven't gotten it. I may have had it a year ago. I was sick. I had flu-like symptoms that kind of came and went in just a few days. So who knows? Sloan, similar. She in January, I think it was, she had a fever for like 3-4 days. And it just went away. So who knows?
Well, let's move on.
But I'm happy to. I'll be happy when it's behind us.
I
do know that
it's gonna be a while. So buckle up. Yeah, go ahead. So let's move on. Next topic.
Yeah.
Kind of keep it fluid here. You mentioned books. You're
Yeah.
always, since I've known you, a ferocious. Is that the right word? Ferocious.
Ferocious.
Ferocious. Is it? Like someone who reads a fuck ton of books. You've always been like, you were an English major, right?
Yes,
So I mean,
indeed.
you're always buried in the
Yeah.
books. But that's one of the things that I've admired about you, is that you've always been studious in that manner,
Yeah.
not just kind of executing and learning because you're going to get a degree or kind of get the honors or the cert. It's you're just kind
Yeah,
of a
just
nerd
like it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
like
like
you,
it.
you like that. Now, what you mentioned, you're reading the new Obama book.
Yeah.
Just starting.
I'm like 200 pages in, but it's 700 pages.
It's a
plus.
big one.
Yeah, it's a good size.
So far, so good.
Yeah. I I'm not reading it because I'm some huge Obama fan. I
No,
just
no.
thought, I was just interested in kind of the backstory.
What was the
the
last?
rise.
What was the last book you finished?
The last book I finished would have been, I actually read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Are you serious? Are you
Yeah.
are you just recently?
Yeah, I don't know that what happened is that I was reading that, and then the Obama book arrived, and I set that down, and now I've moved on. So I have a habit of being
Starting.
in 2 or 3 books at a time.
Yeah.
So it can take me some time to finish one.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I do the Audible. Big Audible fan. And some books I just have to listen to because like when I was in San Diego, I just drove around so much. I was on the go, and I mean I was in the truck for 4 or 5 hours a
Right.
day, or at the gym. I mean you can only listen to your own music and new music, and it's like sometimes you just need something else. And I've actually consumed a shit ton of books. You saw on Spotify how they were giving like your annual 2020 recap or whatever. I think Audible is coming out with their own version of that, and I'm interested to kind of see that float around on social media. But I checked my own stats out, and I'm collectively, since I joined Audible, is 2015, I think I have something like over like 8 or 9 days worth of books listened to,
Wow.
and it's like that's. I mean, I
You
love
shared
the
your
analog.
account with me, but I've never used it because when I think of reading, I don't think of listening.
It's all
There's
about the
always been
listening.
something. What's that?
It's all about the listening,
Well, yeah, but what I mean is that I like
the analog
the
experience of it.
actual like feeling of turning the pages. Books smell a certain way, so that's even weird too. But
Yeah.
it's all about that experience of it.
Oh, I get it. I do too. I mean, I just that curiosity book over there. I mean, certain books, yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting other books like 1984, I read that or listened to that last summer, and I mean, I picked it up. And I was like, no, I'm not fucking
Right.
no, like or The Fountainhead is one of my favorite books by Ayn Rand. Rand. I picked that up. I mean, it's written in the old romanticized style, literature.
Right.
It's old book. It's small print. First 2 pages, I'm having a fucking migraine. But I turn it on Audible, and it's like 41 hours. And I got the first hour listening to it. I mean, it was such a captivating story. I was like, I kind of like for the next 2 weeks just listen to my book at night. I would just stare at my wall or stare out the window and just listen to that instead of watching TV.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And then when I go back and like I did reread The Fountainhead, and it was just more fluid because the story. You're
Right.
not trying to comprehend everything. But if you don't mind, I want to kind of go back to Kill a Mockingbird. I don't know if you caught the news, but Burbank, there was a Burbank, California high school out there banned 5 books,
And that was one of them.
and that was one of them.
Why?
Of Mice and Men, some Mark Twain book, and basically for using races, the N word and things of that nature. So it created. The headline said Burbank book banning, and you look at the comments at first, and it was censor speech or cancel culture and
Sure.
hate speech and all of this shit. But when you started reading the article, it was an interesting article. Unfortunately, a little African American girl, 12, 13 years old, was called this slur, and it traumatized her, and it got back to the parents. The parents lodged a complaint against the school, and it ultimately came to this official kind of request, and it became a problem because the books, those 5 books, were kind of not. They're calling it paused, if you will. It's an interesting story, and that's actually a topic that I want to do. On
Pause meaning they may reintroduce it into the curriculum at some point?
It was taken out of the curriculum temporarily, and it is being reviewed through the school's process. The board is reviewing whether or not to take it out of the curriculum, but it is still on presence at the library.
Yeah.
And so there's more facts to the story, and there's more layers to it, and it's actually an interesting topic. But I kind of feel insecure because my knowledge of that perspective of the books, the topic, I'm just not educated. I need to do a little bit more homework, and
it's definitely tread lightly.
Yeah, well, it's tread lightly, but have like
how old was she?
She was like 12 or 13 at the time.
So that's Lily's age. So they're in 6th grade, 7th grade, maybe. So you read something like that. So that's one of the reasons that the book is so celebrated, is how authentic she wrote it, you know, in the vernacular, using that, you know, the slur you're mentioning.
Yeah.
And really giving a glimpse of Southern life at that time. And, you know, there was no apprehension in using it.
Yeah.
Then, so if you're now, if you're 12 years old and you're reading this book and you see it in that context, I guess I'm not necessarily surprised to hear that spilled over into something.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting, and again, just to kind of, I don't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole, but I think it's interesting to kind of use that book. It is a piece of literature, I understand, but at the same time, our kids now are just, it doesn't relate to them, number one, and there's better books out there to kind of discuss, you know, the topic.
What are you teaching? If you're not teaching race as part of reading that book, then what do you, like, I don't understand. What do you...
Yeah. Well, the interesting, going back to the curriculum aspect of it, that curriculum for that particular school.
I don't know, and that's where my ignorance is. I don't know why or what the lessons are that are a result of reading that in class. I don't
without talking about racism.
Without having that being a
that's
topic.
That's the debate, is that, you know, at first there was these 4 families that wanted the book banned and taken out of the curriculum. Yes, okay, we understand, but when you look at the exposure from the school of how they, or the processes that the school has to do something like that, it's antiquated. They haven't adapted to today's society and culture, number one. And number two, what was more shocking is, and this is my whole fucking problem with the schools nowadays, dude, is that the curriculum for that school hadn't been updated in 30 years. So you take one school and apply that to all the middle schools. That's the scary part. And it's not a question about these specific books. It's about the curriculum hadn't been updated.
Yeah. That's why the book is still part of the curriculum, is that there has been no update. Like you said, today, I guess maybe that's some, you know, maybe that's something you read later, you know, in a later grade or on your own.
A lot of people are saying that there should be some guidance to it, you know,
having
some support of, like, okay, this is how we're going to talk about it. This is what it means. And then there was a lot of people that said that both from minority and races and all saying that there's better books out there that are written from a white, not a non-white narrative, because all 4 of the books, 4 of the 5 were written by white authors. So it was like, you know, there's just a lot of bullshit.
Definitely Mark Twain. I don't know how you get around race without so that's
like I said, that's another topic. I ideally that would be cool, because I mean, I've talked to a handful of people. I got my friend that down in Charlotte. She's a teacher. She's got a lot of teachers kind of curious and wanting to kind of, you know, try to set up like some sort of panel. I would love to do a podcast with like 4 or 5 people and talk about the book banning. Do you know what I'm saying? And just the school system and like what they think. But ideally it would be fucking awesome to do that with like teachers from all over. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of that topic. But that podcast is going to be a little bit more kind of put together versus just hanging out on a Thursday night, winging it.
Yeah, that'll need some production.
Yeah. I mean, I have to
an outline, maybe.
Yeah, have to do a little bit of research on that one.
Nice.
But going back to the research, for this is kind of just kind of segue. This the episode that I just did for 007, dude. I mean, it was so cool to do this little hobby project, if you will, like going down to the happy hour bar last night, town hall, and it's like they got good music going, but I put my earbuds in and just like research for like 3 hours,
On James Bond.
on James Bond, and it was just like I learned some shit. I knew some shit, but it was just fun to kind of research. Kind of going back to reading, you like the experience, the entertainment. This is more entertainment than it is work. It's like you're learning something new, then like recording it, putting it on a podcast, getting it online. This goes back to the whole kind of self-directed learning and, kind of component. And I don't know what I was going with that one.
You just mentioned how fun it was.
Well, it was fun because going back to the learning aspect,
okay.
and going back to those books. It's just fun to
like
learn,
why?
man.
I mean, it doesn't have to be something, like you don't have to get down into the weeds about genomes, and I mean, it could be anything. And if you want to spend some time researching James Bond, then go for it. I mean, it's funny
simple. It was simple because it was 007 episode.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't do that
obviously, I can understand that. But how many people go down a rabbit hole about James Bond? Like, obviously, it's an iconic character.
Well, I want to know
There's been several of them. I think what's his name? Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
he was pretty good. The last few have been pretty good.
Who would be? Do you have a favorite?
There's one
special
more with
agent,
him, right? The one that's coming out.
Yeah. There's one coming out, kind of
with him, and that's it.
And then he's done.
It.
And a lot of rumors are gonna switch the gender, make it a minority. I don't know. I just like it's an awesome character nonetheless. Yeah. But who would you think?
Sean Connery just.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I mean, what did you learn about Sean?
Just that he apparently just died. He's no longer with us. But no, he was my favorite Bond, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, I saw one with him just the other, Die Another Day, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, not good. No, I like the Daniel Craig ones.
Yeah,
personally.
those are more action-packed, I think. More enjoyable. But Sean Connery
the
was
production,
badass.
Yeah, for sure.
Who is special agent wise? In the intro to the podcast, the episode 7, I kind of mentioned some other some other special agents. There's like Matt Damon does the Bourne.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
The Tom Cruise. Did you see the news that he just had a fucking meltdown?
Did you hear it?
Yes,
dude, he did.
I mean,
he laid into them. He was not having it. He was not. Wear a mask around Tom.
You're
the
fucking
message.
done.
Yeah, that's the message.
Do it again, and you're done.
Yeah. He didn't seem like he was joking.
No,
that dude's insane. He does all of his own stunts. Like there's a Mission Impossible. I don't know which one it was.
30.
Yeah, it feels like it. But whatever, I think near the intro, he's hanging out of a jet.
Oh, yeah.
That's him hanging out of the jet. He fractured his ankle.
Yeah.
Because he's jumping from one building to the next.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of what he did, and I think it was the right call. He could have been a little bit more cleaner, I guess, kind of polite, but at the same time, dude,
that's an industry that's taken a serious hit in 2020.
Dude, that guy spent $500,000 on a boat, or like being able to get this film off the ground and having strict protocols for COVID. Like he is like putting people to work, and he's like, dude, you got to follow this fucking protocol. So it's like, yeah, I mean,
he's
it's
not
funny.
bullshitting.
No,
his tone was all business.
Yeah, 100%. We're going back to a special agent. There was like a Dana Scully, from the X-Files.
Yeah,
she was up there. Who's your all-time favorite special agent?
I've never been asked that question.
First time right here. That's what Stay Curious is about, bro.
My favorite special agent.
Yeah. Give me top 3.
I mean, Matt Damon in the Bourne Identity movies.
Okay.
That first one was. He's like, I don't know why I can run a half a mile in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That was just a good. Tom Cruise, the one fella in Taken.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. The first one was better than the subsequent second and third.
All right, I can work with that. So Liam Neeson, Bourne, and Ethan Hunt.
Yeah, they're all. Okay. And Dan Craig.
Okay, so 007, he's up there.
I like them all.
Yeah.
It's any of those Bourne movies come on, they're just despite having seen all of them multiple times, I'll still watch. Same with the James Bond movies. They're just entertaining.
Absolutely. I got to go. Bond is up there, but I do like Tom Cruise's character.
Can we shift gears just really quick, because I saw something earlier today and I thought of you and I meant to send you a link. I was watching an Instagram post of do you see what Tiger Woods and his son are about to do? They're playing in this tournament.
Some sort of like father-son tournament, yeah.
So they had, and I'm mentioning this because you and I have golfed a lot.
If that's what you want to call it.
And it's terrible. It's atrocious. It's atrocious.
Horrible.
To the point where I literally asked you to stop recording me swinging. Like it's disgusting. Yeah. This little kid is 11. Now, clearly his coaching is, you
can't top it.
Yeah. But just like to be,
11 and be
to be like he's up there and it's just like so easy.
Effortlessly. Yeah.
And I just thought of you and I and how hard it is.
It's so fucking frustrating.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought
it
is frustrating. That's one thing that I'm glad I did in 2020. Talking about 2020 is that is definitely something that I found that I didn't realize I enjoyed so much was golfing. And two, it wasn't necessarily just the golfing. Like the golfing was fun, but it was also like because socializing was so limited.
Yeah,
it was an opportunity to have some interaction. Like you and I golfed, you and I. It was just you and I several times on those Friday evenings.
Do you like golf? Have you ever golfed by yourself, like solo?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play music?
No, I'm not. I've never been a big music guy or
at
listener.
all.
No, just on the course.
Okay,
that's just never been something I've done.
I go once in a while by solo.
I've walked several times by myself. I've done it both ways, but when I have walked to play golf, it has typically been by myself.
I'm a fan of going solo once in a while, and getting 9 or walking or whatever. But put the earbuds in.
Yeah, for sure.
Play some Sinatra. Just play some Zen music, dude.
Like it's one of those things. Like golf is it offers a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like you're outdoors in a beautiful setting. Like golf courses, generally speaking, are pretty.
Yeah.
Peaceful. You get to
nature.
Yeah. You could be out there with friends. I golfed with my wife, which was awesome. She's into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to ruin her Christmas present, but I may have gotten her golf clubs.
She's not listening yet.
She's not.
If she is,
it'd be weird.
Make sure you subscribe to all of them. iHeart, Google, Podcast, everywhere. Buy some bands. I'll buy some cookies.
But it's just it gives you something to get better at.
Yeah.
And practice at.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. But it's just so hard that you can never be if you want to be good, it's hard to be satisfied. Just because you have to be you do have to play frequently to be any good at it.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something in 2020 that I'm appreciative of is finding that. I golf more this year than I have in the past 2 or 3 years combined easily. Not quite 150. Like my dad, but it was
up there.
Yeah.
It's a good sport. It's frustrating but fun. So that's what we got out of 2020 so far. Some golf. You got some golf, some good golf.
Yeah. Good books. Read a few good books.
Found out, who your special super agents are.
Yeah.
I would go. My favorite probably is Special Agent Archer.
Really? The cartoon?
Yeah.
I worked with a guy who he had nothing but good things to say.
It's a great show. I haven't seen them like the last 2 or 3 seasons, but I guess he was in a coma for like 3 years, and so they did these like kind of the season was like 1950s, or there was a theme to it, but all the same characters repurposed, like an outer space in the future one. But he just came out of a coma, and I guess this is like season 15 or 20.
Yeah, it's been around for a minute.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It
was on when we were watching Nip Tuck. You remember that?
Yeah, that was a great show.
Great show.
God, I miss that show.
Damn it.
Christian and Sean McNamara.
Yeah, Sean Mac.
What up, Sean Mac?
Never thought about it. Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah,
I watched The Queen's Gambit. Have you on the Netflix?
That
with the chess?
I saw that. That was great.
Did you see it?
I did.
Did you watch it?
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it really was. I was entertained, and I don't know that you need to be a big chess fan to enjoy it.
No.
But,
Apparently that was a true story.
oh, what? Yeah, I had no idea.
I'm asking. I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was a good.
Yeah, it was.
Did
good.
you see the on the Netflix effect of that with like Amazon? Like chess,
chess went up.
yeah. Chess stats went up like 500%.
I read. Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. That's what's happening. That's in terms of that's the interesting point. An interesting point, not just for Amazon, but the trend analysis that are so layered now in terms of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, everything's influencing everything now, and it's all just it's due to these fucking devices. That was
time.
That was one of the things about tech. Going back to Bond, that he was notorious for in terms of the the technology. He had like all the latest gadgets, and that's what he's known for. But the dude was a G. He wasn't distracted by it. He used it for what it needed to do, and then he discarded it. It was a tool of servitude for him, and that was it. Where he wasn't fucking trolling Instagram, looking at golf porn like us, and getting shittier at it. Like he's like in his pristine suits, like with some hottie getting ready to like skull crush and parkour.
He had better things to be doing.
Yeah, but anyways, it is going back all these trends, dude. It's crazy, like how they overlap and becoming more and more.
I mean, we were talking about movies. I mean, think about what 2020 has done to the movie industry. I mean, I roll by a movie theater now. There's no one there.
Really?
But Netflix is booming.
Yeah.
you log on to Netflix originals everywhere, and I mean that's a phenomenon of just a few of the recent few years.
Yeah. I like the Netflix.
There's so much you don't even know. I log on and I spend more time deciding on what to watch. It can be overwhelming.
Yeah, decision paralysis. I guess. It's fucked up, man. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV, but like I know that there's a lot of content out there, and I'm I can see the perk of it, the opportunity, but I also see, a lot of it isn't, kind of worth watching. But what's interesting is like all these fucking shows are just going to like taking their shows back. Like The Office is leaving Netflix and it's going to the Peacock.
Yeah.
But all these shows that were originally on TV and like these handful of streaming services, everyone's creating their own streaming service. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is this
money being made?
But is it I can't.
I don't know what it is because I as a family we have a Netflix account that we all use, of course. But I have a Peacock account that I don't pay for. And so, of course, not all the content is available to me because I'm not paying for all of it. But what I care to watch is free. Like what are – and that's the thing. You must really want to watch The Office to be like, oh, I need to pay for it on the Peacock now.
Yeah.
While still have – and I know people do that, have Netflix and Hulu.
Multiple accounts.
But that's just one more to have. And they're counting on you doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I won't
insane.
be one of them. I'll take the freebies. I don't – like you. I don't –
Yeah, give me the freemium.
I don't watch a lot of – I watch more sports than I do –
Brownies.
Oh, dude, I'm so...
That was a bummer.
That game was amazing. That's another thing, 2020.
This is alternative.
Competent football.
Alternative.
Ironically,
reality.
when no one can be there to that game Monday night would have been just insane with the fans. It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great
had to
game.
listen to it.
I would have watched that if the Browns weren't playing. That's how good it was.
So what do you think prediction-wise? Do you think they're going to make it? They got like a 95% chance if they beat the Giants this weekend.
Well, I like our chances because we still, we play the Giants and the Jets, and then the end with the Steelers, and the Steelers are struggling right now.
Okay.
So I like our chances against the Jets and Giants, certainly. So to finish, 11-5?
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Considering what was happening here last season was
what's happened for the last 25 years.
Yeah, our head coach. The irony of that situation is that we canned his ass. He went and coached. He's been I believe the linebackers coach. I don't know, some position coach for the Giants. Jason Garrett, the Giants offensive coordinator, has tested positive for COVID, so he won't be on the sidelines calling plays Sunday. but the Browns ex-head coach will be the offensive coordinator.
I love
so
that.
it's a tangled little web.
Yeah, an entanglement.
But he was oh my goodness, he was just so far above his head in water.
Did you see? The only thing that I came out of that game besides an unfortunate loss was Baker Mayfield having the longest attempted pass of like 73 yards or some shit.
He tossed that thing long and high. He threw it outside. I think it ended up out of the back of the end zone.
Out of the end zone, yeah.
We're
definitely in an alternative universe with that bullshit.
Outside of that, I don't care about the Cavs. Like the Cavs are going to be just terrible.
Yeah. Well, going into 2021, let's wrap it up. Well, we don't have to wrap it up, but we're at 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's
35 minutes. So
2021, full of positivity.
Yeah, toxic positivity,
gratitude, making it out unscathed.
What do you want to do? What's your kind of one or two kind of end game?
Golf more.
All right. What about creative hobbies? Got any holiday hobbies that you're going to get into?
None that I can think of. It's hard to believe Christmas is already here, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
going into 2021, though, nothing. No,
nothing.
Besides work.
Well, the way you say it.
Nothing. Just
nothing.
Nothing. Just going to take
Status
2020 and go again.
Status quo.
Just sit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're always looking for self-improvement, but what that is, as I sit here with you, I don't know. Read more books, golf more, be more present with my kids.
Yeah.
My kids are going to be 12 and 7, you know. Time is quickly passing.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, it's about, doing things, creating. My wife is a big advocate of creating memories or having the goal of doing that more often rather than, giving them stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the
experiences and kind of shifting gears a little bit.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, road. Lily,
she's a gamer.
She's a gamer. She likes to get out of her comfort zone for sure.
She does. But here's the thing about her though. You say that, and I'm not disagreeing with it. But that girl, let's just say, the pandemic suits her to a degree. She's just fine.
Yeah,
sitting up in her bedroom.
Oh no, it's a teenage girl, soon to be. But I tell you, I say that because maybe her and I got our own little bond, and but when we were out in D.C. last summer, when I took her indoor skydiving, I mean, first of all, she wanted to go fucking canoeing, and it was like 95 in Alexandria, Virginia, and I'm like, that's a no. That's a hard no. I'm sorry.
Pass.
I'm sorry, little 11-year-old. I know that's what your definition of fun is, but that's called hell.
Yeah.
And so like Mama T was giving me some shit, and I was like, oh man, and I had just gone indoor skydiving, and I was like, called them. Hey, how old do you have to be to go indoor skydiving? And the guy is like, is it your son or daughter? I said, no, it's my niece or nephew. They're like, and I said, how old? They're like, how old is she? I said, well, she's 11. She's like, just bring her in. Like, no, I guess there isn't an age. It's like you can bring anybody there. Yeah. But she you should have seen the enlightenment on her face. Asking, hey, you want to go skydiving? And she like looked at me like, yeah. Like thinking like I'm bullshitting.
She loves coasters. She loves all that shit.
Yeah.
She when we go to where is it? Ocean City, New Jersey with the family. They have all of that there.
Yeah.
On the boardwalk. And she does not hesitate.
She
the
likes
shit that
memories.
Goes up and down and swings. She's like, Dad, let's do it. I'm like, nope.
No.
I do not.
I
do. Oh no. No thank you.
All right.
No thank you. Heights, I'm not.
So memories, 2021, making better memories.
My wife wants to buy a camper.
Oh, shit.
I said that's a lot of money to spend for some shit you're going to use once and then not.
Can't you rent them? Why don't you just rent them?
That's what I said. Like, why can't we just get one when we need it? Like what you're saying.
Yeah, it seems a little bit easier.
I mean, she's very set on. It's weird. But all of a sudden, so camper.
Yeah.
It's like camping apparently is on the list for 2021.
Let's bring all of our stuff from the house into this tiny little mobile
That's
room.
That's exactly what it would be.
And let's go get on each other's nerves for a few
What do you
days.
say? Okay.
Sounds like a family fun.
It wouldn't be bad. I'm not opposed to camping. I just don't think we need a camper to do it. Yeah, for example, we got this tent. Used it once.
Yeah.
I don't see the camper being much different. But anyway.
Maybe there's some resale opportunity there.
I think if you get a camper, it's like, all right, we're going to use the camper this weekend. Well, I really don't want to go. I don't care.
Yeah,
we got this fucking camper.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
We're going camping.
Yeah, we're gonna be right on top of each other.
Yeah. Let's go get uncomfortable.
So 2021 camping memories.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh man, I want to build this out, dude. I mean, this is hopefully something that's going to become lucrative, and kind of sustainable, monetized, and I've talked to a lot of people that give me some kind of good ideas about how to build it out. And there's, there's tons of people doing it between affiliate marketing from Amazon.
Sure.
That's a legit way, depending on if, but learning SEO and marketing, I don't know that shit. And that's where it's like, at some point in time, I got to make a living. Hopefully this is it. But to be honest with you, dude, I want to just be able to, golf more memories while I'm here in Cleveland, and then try to get to Japan, dude. Like, I want to start. I hope that this sense of normalcy with the pandemic happens, because, I want to be able to work remote and have this lifestyle of traveling. I want to get back to San Diego. I want to be able to go. That's really the goal, and I'm going to do everything I fucking can to make that happen and live on my own terms. And that's it. That's, you talk about memories. That's what I want to be making, like, every fucking day. Like, not to poo-poo on anybody with a job, like a normal job, but like I did that for 13 years, dude, 14 years in San Diego.
Sucks.
And it's like, I'm burnt out. Like, yeah. I couldn't, like, I made these memories, which were great personally. And that's a lot of that has to do with my choices, but like, that's really what life is making those memories. And I enjoy traveling.
Yeah.
And I don't mean these extravagant places. I just mean like seeing new places in an everyday situation, like being able to fucking take this laptop and go and like take my gear to go record something in Philadelphia for a weekend, or go to Chicago, or and be able to work with people that are, interested in building this brand out. That was ideally, that's what I'm kind of trying to manifest, if you will.
Sure.
Other than that, just not get sick. Like it said, the recording that we did a couple days ago, I gotta stop looking at my phone as much. Like I'm addicted to the gram, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's between golf porn and, like laughing my ass off at all these like fucking fuckery memes. Like, it's like last night talking about like couldn't sleep, waking up at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I didn't go to bed till 4:30 in the morning. It's laying there like an inept, like coma person, just staring at my Instagram. Like, keep refreshing it. Like, someone's going to like my shit at 3 a.m. Like, I'm waiting for...
What a loser.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah. And I try to lay there, and I'm just like, put the phone down, and then 10, 15 minutes later, I'm like...
I wonder what's new.
Yeah, what's new?
That's funny. So she would dispute this if she were here listening. But my wife is always in it. She's always in her phone. All the nose is always in it. To the point where Sloane's like, "Mom,
dude, you need to
call. You know when the kid's calling you out. It's a lot.
Here's what you do: you get her phone, not steal it from her, but you get her to open up the settings and go into the well-being settings, because you can do that, like both Android and Apple, and it'll show you the hours per day that you're on.
Oh, it's atrocious. It'd be startling, I'm sure, for her to see that.
Yeah.
In a number and a numeric form.
Yeah. Of the day.
Quantified.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Sure. Her nose is always in it.
Yeah.
She'll say, "Oh, what's this or this?" Yeah,
it's an email.
Yeah.
It's an email. Yeah.
It's always something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, man, it's been about 40 minutes. What do you think so far?
Thanks for having me, dude. This was good.
You're welcome.
Fun. Yeah.
Glad that we got to get this
bullshitting.
round 2 out of the way.
Yeah.
You want to come back on?
Yeah.
All
we
right.
could talk about anything. We could do this again.
Yeah. Maybe we do 2 weekly wrap-ups. Like, I'll do one a topic.
There you go.
I can do myself, and then I'll do a guest.
I would be down
two
for that.
a week, and then you can tell us about your little creative endeavors or curiosities and how you're establishing
whatever you want, man.
Your little cabinet of curiosities. Well, man, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we'll see each other soon. Keep sending those golf memes.
I will. I miss golf. Can't wait.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Again, this is episode 8 in the books, and I want to big thanks to Mr. Kalin for coming out And for anybody out there listening, please, 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 please subscribe, listen, download, whatever. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. Just go to the website, staycurious.org, and drop us a line. Contact me. Contact us. Take a look at the website. Try to break it if you can. I mean, if you're a WordPress developer out there and you want to try to hack, I'll give you $20 if you can, put a picture of Tom Cruise up on my website. That'd be good. Mission Impossible. Get your special agent on. But anyways, again, appreciation for everybody who's listening, and that's about it. That's a wrap. We're gonna just end this one right now. So thanks for listening, and until next time.